That way I can actually upload it.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, welcome everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for now, Lucas, but when you start, we're gonna unmute you. Okay, so I'm muting everyone but me, just so it's not, and I'm gonna go live on the group. Hold on, here we go. Technical difficulties, but here is our live video, exclamation point. The event is going to be recorded and uploaded later, period. Okay, we are going to go live this way. Come on. Okay, we are going to turn you around. Okay. This is what we're doing. We overcome over here. Not good morning. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our gut health event. We are recording. I'm actually recording my computer from my phone because even though I practiced and we went live earlier, it's not connecting, but we are problem solvers here over at Plexus. And I know that you're going to be so blessed by tonight's event because we have a couple of powerful stories, but one that we really want you to hear in a little bit. But first, let me go ahead and introduce myself, tell you a little glimpse of what Plexus is. And then I'm going to introduce my friend Shannon. And I'm also going to, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to introduce my friend Shannon, and then she's going to introduce her friend. And at the end of the event, this is going to be about 20 minutes. At the end of the event, we actually are going to have an offer for you, an exclusive offer for those of you who, who are here listening for the next 24 hours. So you're going to want to be part of it. But let's get into it. This Plexus, what is Plexus? Plexus is just this. It is plant-based health supplements that gives your bodies the vitamins and nutrients it needs to function how it should. And if you have spent any time on this page or just learning about Plexus, you hear the most incredible testimonials and you're like, okay, how does it help with anxiety or eczema or migraines or, IBS or all these things? Like, how is it helping with my mom's rheumatoid arthritis? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Is this some miracle pill? It's not a miracle pill. It's literally about getting to the root causes of your health issues. It's all about the 3 pillars of health, which is stabilizing your blood sugar, addressing your gut health, and inflammation. When you get those 3 things in order, it's phenomenal what your body can do. Your body is the miracle. Your body wants to heal itself. It's just up to us to give it what it needs to function how it should. So for me, those of you who don't know me, and my name's Amy, I've been actually taking Plexus for 8 years. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm very rare in this sense because I actually decided to do Plexus for the business. That's very rare. Even with the top people in the company, most people come because of the product. But I will tell you, I've had a lot of success because of the product. Like I said, it's addressing those root health issues. So in the beginning, it was all about, let me just, try to be able to work from home. But then about 2 weeks into trying these products, I stopped getting migraines. And for me personally, I've had migraines since I was a teenager and nothing has worked before. And that's when I was like, what in the world? What is this stuff? And I realized it was really a blood sugar issue for me. My little girl, she had eczema, really bad eczema when she was a baby. When we started giving her our probiotics, we started seeing incredible results with that where it's cleared. And now she's 10 years old and has no issues of that. So it's just this incredible tool to get your body working how it should work. So it's amazing. Now, if you want to learn more, if maybe you want to know the little details of it, I'm going to encourage you to stick around because we have all kinds of information like that within this page. But I want to say the system that we highly recommend is called the Triplex. The Triplex is a 3-product system. It's our drink, it's a probiotic, and it's a cleanse. plant-based, incredible ingredients, and it addresses all three of those pillars. So that is what I'm going to recommend. And in the comments of this video, I'm going to put a 3-minute video after this event where you can watch and really specifically see what that triplex does. So I'm going to now hand it over to my friend Shannon. So Shannon and I went to college together. And, you know, when I started feeling great, I started sharing on social media. I started harassing my friends, which we do not do anymore. I didn't know better back then, but Shannon was one that I was like, way back then, Shannon, you have, because I know she loves holistic things. She loves getting to the root causes. I mean, she is the one I would go to when I wanted to know about, you know, hey, how do I heal my cold naturally and things like that. So I knew she was the expert and I begged her to take a look. She said no at first, but it's okay. She's glad she finally gave it a chance. And I am going to hand it over to her so she can share a little bit of her experience, and then she's going to introduce on someone else. So if you will unmute yourself, Shannon, and I'm going to mute me so you can take over.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon and Amy's skeptical friend. Skeptical in the fact that I was very holistically minded. I have always had severe allergies to medications, antibiotics, things like that, a lot of allergies to things. And so it kind of eventually led me down a path of like looking holistically into things. You know, our body's a temple. How can I naturally help my body get healed? I was doing a whole lot of stuff and not a lot of it was working. And I've learned that if you don't have a good solid foundation, it's like pouring good stuff into a trash can. You know, it's good and you're packing it in, but if the base level isn't healed first, then all the good stuff you're putting in is just being wasted. It's just like throwing it into the trash can. And so I didn't understand that concept at first. And then Amy, when she started calling me about Plexus, I was like, no, because I was a supplement snob. And I was like, no, 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 not going to do that. But she posted, it was like a month or so after she started posting about Plexus. I had been looking up some symptoms that I had been experiencing. I had horrible insomnia, anxiety, yeast infections, gosh, I had horrible headaches. I had sinus infections like 20 times a year. I mean, I had horrible allergies, like allergic to everything. And so I started researching, you know, what causes this stuff. And I kept coming up with the same two words: gut health, gut health, gut health, gut health. And then one day Amy posted something about gut health with Plexus, and so it kind of piqued my interest, but I wasn't ready to tell her yet because Amy can get really excited really fast. And I was like, nope, not gonna go there yet. So I actually hired a nutritionist that I was working with at the time. I paid her $250 to research the ingredients to Plexus products. And I hired a PA, a physician's assistant friend of mine as well, to comb through the products. They took a month. They were very diligent, very thorough. They took a whole month to research the products for me because I was a mom of 3 kids and didn't have time to do it myself. So I paid someone to do it for me. And plus I knew they were experts in their field. And so anyways, they researched the products, came back and said, hey, 2 thumbs up. It's good. You can take it and you won't die. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. And so I called Amy. First thing I said to her was, don't freak out. But I want to try Plexus. I don't want to sell it, but I want to try it. And so I did. And within 3 days, I was sleeping through the night for the first time in my entire life. I actually woke up in a panic because I had slept through the night and I was freaking out like, oh my God, you know what happened? And my husband was like, honey, you slept through the night. You didn't get up in the middle of the night and wake me up with you. And so that was when I knew something was different. And I had, you know, some die off and things like that I had to research and get through. But I fell in love with the products because they literally changed my life. I have not taken an antibiotic since starting Plexus. I have not had any sinus infections, any allergies. I even got rid of my shellfish allergy, which I wouldn't ever publicly say that, but I had a shellfish allergy and now I do not. Um, and so there's just a lot of things that it's literally changed my life. And so I'm very passionate about it. and tell most people, especially if I hear them talking about things they're struggling with that I might have struggled with, or they had anxiety or depression or whatever. I'm like, hey, let me tell you about these things that changed my life. And Lucas is one of those people. So Lucas, I've known since he was born. I literally have a picture in my little keepsake box of me holding him as an infant, which makes me feel really old. But I was at his Mima's house talking to her about gut health and plexus and, all kinds of different things. And he had been listening to us and actually came up and interrupted our conversation very sweetly and politely, because he's a sweet Southern boy, and said, hey, would that help me? Because Lucas, and I'll let him tell his story. And I said, well, of course it would. Absolutely. And so he started the products. I believe his Mima ordered the same day or the next day. And I didn't even know that he was taking them as faithfully as he was, but had a phone conversation with him just a little while ago. And he told me his story. And I had a hallelujah moment. So I'm going to turn it over to Lucas. This is Lucas Waters, or Luke. We haven't decided which one we're going to call him yet. And he is going to share his story. So Lucas, I'm muting my.
So Lucas needs to, there we go.
Does that work? Okay, I'm still kind of new and fresh on Zoom calls. Can everybody hear me pretty well? Everything's all good? Okay, and Aunt Shannon, like a while ago while you were talking, I had to get up because the service was really terrible. That wasn't intentional. I had to fix the Wi-Fi router, so I apologize for that. But my name is Lucas, and as Miss Shannon mentioned earlier, she did come by, and while they were talking, she was talking to my grandmother, and everything that she was talking about, I had done research on beforehand because I was trying to lose weight a year in advance before this time. I was actually heavy into vaping, which is never good for anybody, but I mean, to each their own, and it happens because life always tends to happen. But during this time was actually a really pivotal point in my life, I would say, because I'm still very impressionable, don't know what I want to do. Everything seems to just kind of pile up on you, especially at the stage, and it can at any age, and that's just life. But I think that me asking that question really changing so much into gut health, and gut health is key and vital to the nutrients being spread all throughout the rest of your body. And I wasn't really taking good care of myself. I was never really, I didn't really try to do anything for myself. But as soon as she left, I would say the week afterwards, I started drinking Plexus myself because it looked really good. It smelled really great, and it tasted good. I don't most of the time, things that aren't good for you, they tend to be the most available and the best tasting. And Plexus just happened to be the best of both worlds. Very good for you and very good tasting and smelling. So I really couldn't believe that. But that's just another positive. I would say probably the first month of taking it, I completely quit my nicotine habits, which was amazing, which was very hard. I know quitting nicotine is a very hard thing to do. And it was just like, flick of the wrist. It was so easy to overcome. I started getting back into fitness, eating the right way. And it was like a light switch just went off in my head. I don't know what changed. I don't know if it was just I was getting the right nutrients everywhere in my body. And I hope that I'm not lagging because, again, the service is very terrible. I apologize if it is. But it was, there's a lot of benefits that I would say that come from Plexus that you couldn't get anywhere else. And I think it starts with the herbalistic approach and natural vitamins and minerals that come from our plants, like our natural food sources, I think are being stripped from us now in today's time. And everything that's accessible in stores and fast food restaurants, it all is just thrown at you so quick that you don't have the amount of time to make the right decision because it's just all thrown in your face. So, but with that being said, it's going to be a challenge every day to eat the right way. But I think with Plexus, it's helped me curb a lot of my appetite problems that I've had in the past that has led to me gaining weight. And it's I wouldn't say miracle drug, because I mean there's a science, it's science backed. So it's I personally think that it has helped me in every facet of my life, whether it's decision making. um I eat, like on a scheduled basis now, and it's from anything like the positive outlook on life, um, quitting, something that I thought that I was never going to quit, and that I was going to be in a deep hole for the rest of my life. Smoking, I didn't really see a way out of it. Um, and all thanks and credit to Aunt Shannon on like year one, I think, which is I'll be a couple of years behind, but I imagine and plan to stay on the tried and true path of Plexus. So, but that's really about it. But it's great. It really has changed my life, and it's been a tremendous outcome that I was not expecting to happen. So it's incredible.
And Lucas, can you tell how much weight that you lost in that 6 period of time when it helped to, like you said, fix your thought process, fix the way you looked at life, everything about the way you were living? How did that change also your?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of that, but I think I could pretty much go off of it. But yes, ma'am, it has. It's changed my way of living entirely, because most of the time I would just go to work, come home, and I wouldn't really want to do anything else with my life. So I just sat in a cold, dark room and wanted to sleep 24/7, because I didn't sleep the night beforehand, and that was all throughout every single day. 24/7, 365. And that's all. I wasn't getting probably but about 3 to 5 hours of sleep, and that's on a good night. That's being generous. As soon as I started taking Plexus, first night, same as you, Aunt Shannon, that it went probably, I think I slept 12 hours that night, and it may have been the second night before that. It was whenever we got our first shipment of Plexus, and since then I have slept about 8 to 10 hours every night routinely. And I have the energy in the morning. I'm able to maintain my focus throughout the day. And especially in the morning times when everything's so hectic, it keeps me at an even keel. I stay at a steady pace, and I'm able to plan out my day ahead of time, so that I'm never really just reeling through the middle of the day, wondering what my next step is going to be, knowing what I'm going to do is probably, along with decision making and curbing my eating habits. It's really changed my life for the better. It has. It's
Wow. Lucas, thank you
Awesome.
so. Can you hear me, guys? I know the internet's giving us some trouble today. Shannon,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't know that he heard your question about how much weight he's lost. Could you want to share that?
Yeah. So I
Lost.
can't remember exactly
Oops.
how much, Luke, have you lost?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get used to this mute button. As of right now, when I started, I was at 325, and right now I'm at 231.
Wow.
So that is
Oh my
what,
goodness.
a 90. That's about is that almost I don't know how much that is, close to like a 80, 70 pound difference.
Wow. That's
I'm not the best at math.
incredible,
Wow.
Lucas. I'm so proud of you.
That's
I mean, for
incredible.
a young man, like,
It's insane.
thank you so much for sharing. And I know you guys, thank you for listening on here, because I know there's been a little bit of technology So maybe we can write up the story as well and share it in the group too for anybody who has some questions. But let me just close it out tonight. And I just want to give you an offer and just share, like I said, the system that I believe Lucas was using and that we start with is called the triplex. And I'm going to link it in the bottom of this event so you can have it there. But that's where we highly recommend people to start, is getting your gut health in order first. So I would highly recommend, so I know you're thinking, you're like, okay, that's amazing. I need these products right now. What do I start with? How do I get them? So how you do that is you go to the person that invited you here to this group or to this event. Everyone that's on this, that's invited you should have a referral link. And so you would go to their referral link, and you would want to take, there's a health assessment you can take. We highly recommend joining as a VIP customer. That is the absolute best way to join, to get the products, because you're going to get, you think of it almost as like Costco, because you're going to, for $9 for the entire year, I think it's maybe $9.95, you're going to be able to shop for 25% off. But that initial order in a welcome pack, you're going to get about 50 to 60% off. So that is the absolute best way to do it. And not only that, we actually have a coupon code that, again, I'm going to put in the comments here. So that'll take even another 10% off of your order. Okay, so that's for anyone. So you want to go take the quiz, take the assessment. What I really do recommend for most people is doing that triplex. If you're, you may want to do what we call the reset, even better, because there's a 3-day box of like a metabolic reset that you can take, clear out your system, and then right from there, join and get the triplex. That's where we're seeing incredible results. But even if you're just starting with the triplex just itself, you're going to see some differences. But here's the last thing I want to say. You want to make sure you are giving it 60, 90 days. Everything comes with a 60-day money back guarantee, but it really does take 90 days for our cells to regenerate, make some people, it takes those 90 days just to even start seeing results, depending on how long you've been with whatever you're struggling with. So it took me a few weeks to stop getting migraines. Shannon, and I think Lucas said it took them, just a short amount of time before they saw better sleep. But that's not the way it works for everyone. I highly recommend, if you are serious about getting your health in order, give it those 90 days. That's where I would start. At least the 60 days, at least do the full 60 days, because it is covered by that money back guarantee. So that's the best way to do it. Okay, anyone who's listening for the next 24 hours, so on, what's today's date? The 21st of October, at 8:30 tomorrow night, this is when it's going to end. Anyone who decides to place an order of the triplex within the next 24 hours, I am going to personally reimburse you $10 extra, just as a little, as a little thank you for watching. So if you're listening on now and you know someone else you think can benefit by hearing the story, please add them to the group, tag them here, and they too can take advantage of that. So you're going to get a coupon for 10% off. And then I am personally going to reimburse anybody within the next 24 hours with $10, an extra $10 coupon. So there it is. We're excited. Shannon, thank you so much. Lucas, thank you for being on here. I'm just so excited and I appreciate your time. Love your story. I'm just still floored that it helped you give up your nicotine. Like, that's amazing. My mom smoked since she was 11, all for like 30 something years before she quit. And she tried quitting so many times. And it's just what a gift we have, to share with others. So anyway, thank you guys for listening on. I appreciate you. Check the comments for the coupon code and for the triplex video. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Bye. All right.